I sit here in this quiet cafe, the dim lighting casting shadows on the walls, my coffee growing cold in front of me. It's the kind of place I go when I need to clear my head, but today, it's doing little to quiet the storm inside. I trace the rim of my cup absently, my fingers moving with the rhythm of something I can't quite name. Ever wonder how well you can truly know someone? You think you've seen it all, but then, the one person you trust with everything shatters you. I'm Elena. I'm 32, born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Before I proceed, kindly subscribe and comment. My whole life has been about service, serving my country, serving the people I love, serving a greater good. I always thought that was enough to build a life on. I gave everything to the country I loved, but in the end, the person I thought I could trust the most betrayed me in ways I never saw coming. Maybe you felt it too. The way betrayal comes creeping into your life, quiet and subtle at first, and then it hits you like a punch to the gut. And all of a sudden you're left wondering, who am I really? I should have seen it sooner, but the truth always has a way of finding you when you least expect it. And let me tell you, it's a hell of a thing when the one person who's supposed to have your back is the one who leaves you shattered. But maybe, just maybe, betrayal is the thing that teaches us who we really are. I remember the first time I put on my uniform, how it felt like I was finally part of something bigger than myself. The weight of it settled on my shoulders like a promise, a pact with my country. Now, years later, that same uniform feels like the only constant in a life that's been anything but. I'm 35 now, a decorated officer at the height of my career. I've worked hard to get here, and the respect I've earned from my peers is something I hold close. I've always prided myself on being the type of person people can rely on being the one who gets the job done no matter the cost. But what no one tells you about serving your country is the price. The sacrifices you make without even realizing they're happening. My family, for instance. I haven't seen my parents in months, and my sister, well, we don't talk much anymore. She's angry I didn't make more time for her wedding. And Ryan, he tries to understand, but he'll never really get it. How could he? I chose this life, chose it over everything else. Over the birthdays missed, the anniversaries forgotten, the simple moments with the people who matter most. But what choice did I have? I couldn't walk away. Not when I felt this deep sense of duty coursing through my veins. And now I'm on the brink of something big. A mission unlike any other, one that could make or break everything I've worked for. There's a sense of urgency in the air, a tension that has my stomach twisting with anticipation. I've been trained for this, prepped, drilled, sharpened for the task ahead. But it's still terrifying. I can't shake the feeling that something's off, like the calm before a storm, and I'm standing right in the middle of it. This could be the moment I've been waiting for, the mission that propels me forward, that sets the course for the rest of my career. But at what cost? What will I have to sacrifice this time to get it right? Ryan. The first time I met him, I thought he was everything I'd been missing. Tall, dark, and effortlessly charming. He had that easy smile that made you feel like you were the only one in the room, like he was genuinely interested in everything you had to say. And when he held me, there was a comfort in his arms that felt like home. We got married fast. Maybe too fast, but it felt right, and for the first time in a long while, I believed in something, believed in us. I remember the vows we exchanged, his voice steady as he promised to always stand by me, no matter the distance, no matter the challenges. But somewhere along the way, the distance between us grew. Not the physical kind, though there's plenty of that thanks to my work, but the emotional kind. I thought I could keep it all together, thought I could give him enough of me even when I wasn't there. I call him during my breaks, always trying to sneak in a moment of connection, but lately those calls feel hollow. His voice, once so warm, now carries a hint of distraction. It's subtle, but I notice it. He's always busy with something even when we talk. It's like I'm talking to someone else, a version of Ryan who's no longer completely mine. I tell myself it's just the stress, just the burden of everything I'm juggling. But when I call him late at night after a long day of briefing and training, and his responses are half-hearted, a small knot tightens in my chest. Yeah, sounds great. Good luck, babe. I'll talk to you soon. The words are there, but they don't feel like they mean anything anymore. I brush it off, of course. I tell myself I'm just being paranoid. The job's hard, and he's dealing with his own pressures too. We've been through tough times before. We've made it work, right? But as I lie awake at night, my phone screen glowing in the dark with another unread message from him, I can't shake the feeling that something's off. I want to reach through the screen, pull him closer, make him see that I need him as much as he needs me. But instead, I sit here, silently wondering if I've already lost him without realizing it. Maybe I'm just not the woman he thought I'd be. Maybe he's just waiting for me to choose him over all this. But I can't choose. I can't give up on everything I've worked for. Or maybe it's that I'm scared to admit that for the first time, I'm not sure if I can keep both my worlds from falling apart. It's the night before I leave and Ryan insists we make it special. One last quiet evening together before I'm off on another assignment. We've had our share of rushed goodbyes, but tonight he's determined to make it count. The house is dimly lit, the soft glow of candlelight casting dancing shadows across the walls. It's almost like a scene out of a movie, one of those romantic moments where everything feels perfect even though I know deep down that the clock is ticking. I can't keep pretending that everything is fine, but I try to push those thoughts aside. Ryan's in the kitchen, finishing up dinner, and I stand by the counter, absent-mindedly stirring the wine. The familiar sound of the clinking glasses, the warmth of his touch as he brushes past me, it all feels normal, like nothing's changed. He's in a suit, and though it's a little too formal for a casual dinner, he says he likes to dress up for me. It's something he always used to say when we first started dating, and that old familiar smile creeps back onto his face when he catches me watching him. We sit at the table talking about nothing and everything. He tells me how proud he is of me, how he understands the sacrifices I make, even when he hates being the one left behind. I wish I could tell him that I hate it too, but my words always get caught in my throat. I look at him and I see the man I married, the one who promised me he would always be there. And for a moment I allow myself to believe that he still is. Dinner is simple: chicken, some roasted vegetables, and a salad. We laugh over something silly, and I can almost forget the heaviness pressing on my chest. This is the last time we'll be together for a while, and I want to savor it. But as the evening wears on, something shifts. The air feels thicker, charged with an energy I can't place. After dinner, we head to the couch. He pulls me close, his arm around my shoulders as we watch a movie, but it's just the two of us, alone in our little bubble, pretending that everything's normal. The tension between us is palpable. There's something unsaid in the space between our words, something that lingers even as I lean in for a kiss. It's passionate, deep, desperate almost. A kiss that speaks of longing, of love, of the things we've never said aloud. And for a moment, everything is okay. My heart races, not because of the mission ahead, but because of the man in front of me. I could lose myself in him, I think. I could let go of everything and just be. But just as I pull away, breathless, my phone buzzes from the table. I glance at it and my heart skips. A message from an unknown number, one I don't recognize. Be careful. Some people aren't who they seem. I feel a chill race up my spine. The words are simple, but they carry a weight, an unease I can't shake. I glance at Ryan, whose expression is unreadable, his hand still resting on my arm. But I can't help feeling like the message is meant for me, as if someone knows something I don't. Ryan doesn't seem to notice my sudden stillness, or maybe he's pretending he doesn't. I try to brush it off, but the feeling lingers, an unsettled knot in my stomach. Everything okay? Ryan asks, his voice soft, but there's a quiet curiosity in it, as though he's noticing something's wrong. Yeah, just tired. I force a smile, though the unease still gnaws at me. I don't want to ruin this last night. I try to laugh it off, but the truth is I can't shake the feeling that something's not right. I dismiss it as paranoia. Maybe it's just my nerves, the weight of the mission bearing down on me. But as I look at Ryan again, something deep inside me whispers that maybe, just maybe, that message was more than just a warning. It was a sign. And I don't know if I'm ready to face what's coming. The mission brief was simple enough. Infiltrate, gather intel, extract the target, and get out. Standard procedure. But when you're in the field, simple takes on a whole new meaning. I've been here before, in the thick of it, adrenaline coursing through my veins, the hum of radio chatter in my earpiece, and the sound of my boots against the cold, hard ground. But this time there's something off. The tension in the air is suffocating, thick with doubt and danger. The team I've worked with for months, trusted with my life. There's a crack in the foundation. Something is wrong. The target is a high-ranking official with ties to international arms deals. We've been tracking him for months, gathering intel piece by piece. It should have been another routine operation. But there's a quiet whisper in my gut telling me that it's not going to be easy. And I'm right. The mission goes sideways within hours. We're supposed to move in, extract our target, and retreat without a trace. But as we breach the building, something feels off. The doors open without resistance, the security system too easily bypassed. It's too quiet. Too easy. Check your corners, I order, my voice sharp. My team falls into formation, but I notice something. A flicker in one of my men's eyes, a hesitation that I've never seen before. It's subtle, but I see it. I keep moving, but it gnaws at me. Then it happens. The radio crackles with an unexpected message. Abort the mission. I repeat, abort. My heart skips. That wasn't part of the plan. I pull my team back. The signal comes from inside. One of us. Mo. We're compromised. I scan the faces of my team, their expressions unreadable, but I feel the betrayal in the air. This isn't just an operation gone wrong. It's a setup. Someone on this team has been feeding information to the enemy, and I have no idea who it is. The walls feel like they're closing in. Every sound is a potential threat, every shadow a hidden enemy. I want to trust them all. These are the men and women I've been through hell with, but in this moment I'm alone. The silence in the comms is deafening. I press forward, pushing my personal doubts aside. There's no time for hesitation. I focus on the mission, but the gnawing uncertainty grows. How can I trust the people around me when I don't even know who's working against us? My mind races through the mission briefing again. Who had access to the intel? Who knew the exact timings? The questions circle, but the answers remain just out of reach. We're not just up against the enemy anymore. I'm fighting against the very people I've trusted to have my back. My sense of betrayal tightens like a noose around my chest. The only thing I can hold on to now is the mission itself. I can't afford to fall apart. I can't afford to show weakness. But every time I look at my team, I can't shake the feeling that one of them, someone, is watching me, waiting for the right moment to strike. The operation is no longer about the target. It's about survival. And right now, I'm not sure who I can trust. The only thing I know for sure is that I can't let my guard down. Not for a second. The days drag on as the mission grows more complicated, and every step we take feels like we're sinking deeper into a web of deception. I try to focus on the task at hand, get the target, neutralize the threat, and get out alive. But there's a hole in the pit of my stomach that I can't ignore. It's Ryan. The silence between us has stretched from hours into days. At first, I tried to convince myself it was just the distance, the pressure of my job, the usual strain of being apart. But as time passes, the excuses grow thinner. He's been distant lately, yes, but this silence? This is something new. I call him again, my thumb hovering over the screen. His name flashes in bold letters on the screen, but it's not the call I want. He doesn't pick up. Again. I hang up, my finger hovering over the screen for a long moment before I set the phone down. It's been 3 days since I last heard his voice. 3 days since he's bothered to respond to my messages, my calls. 3 days where I've been stuck in a world of lies, and the man I thought would always be there for me has vanished without a trace. I try to push it aside, but I can't. His silence becomes louder with every passing hour, drowning out the steady rhythm of my heartbeat, turning it into a constant echo of doubt. Why isn't he answering? My thoughts drift back to the cryptic message I received before I left, the one that said, "Some people aren't who they seem." At first, I chalked it up to paranoia, some sick joke or warning from a concerned friend. But now, as I sit in the quiet of my makeshift quarters, staring at my phone, I can't help but wonder if it wasn't a warning at all. I feel my stomach twist, and that's when I find it. I was looking through the data logs on my team's secure system, trying to make sense of the chaos surrounding the mission, when I stumbled across a file that shouldn't have been there, an encrypted folder buried deep within the server. My fingers hesitate as I click it open, and the contents hit me like a punch to the gut. There, among the encrypted surveillance files of my team, is a dossier on Ryan. The shock doesn't hit immediately. It's like the air gets sucked out of the room and I'm left staring at the screen, my mind unable to comprehend what it's showing me. There are timestamps, coordinates, and intercepted communications. Everything is laid out, detailed with precision. But it's not just surveillance footage of my team, it's my husband. Ryan's name appears over and over again, linked to a high-ranking officer in my military circle, a man I've worked with for years, someone I've trusted. This officer, Colonel Grant, has been in the thick of everything. But now, as I look at these files, I realize the truth that had been hidden from me. Ryan has been in contact with him for months. I feel my heartbeat quicken, my hands trembling as I scroll through the documents. There are coded messages between Ryan and Colonel Grant, discussing operations, movements, and intelligence. My intelligence. The walls start to close in on me. The room spins as the pieces begin to fall into place. Ryan hasn't just been distant, hasn't just been avoiding me. He's been involved. The silence between us was never just a symptom of him being busy. It was part of something much bigger. Ryan has been colluding with the very people I've been trying to stop. He's been betraying me. I lean back in my chair, my mind reeling. I can hardly process it, but I know one thing for sure now. Ryan has been playing both sides. The one person I trusted the most, the one person who was supposed to be my anchor, has been conspiring against me, against the very mission I've dedicated my life to. My gut churns with disgust, a mixture of betrayal and fury coursing through me. The man I've loved, the man I've trusted, has been feeding secrets to the enemy. I'm not just fighting the enemy anymore. I'm fighting the very person who's supposed to be on my side. And as I stare at the screen, the weight of the truth sinking in, I realize I've been betrayed in ways I never imagined. But this is the point of no return. There's no going back. The mission just got personal. The world shatters around me in a flurry of gunfire and chaos. My heart pounds in my chest, drowning out the sounds of screams and explosions. I move instinctively, every muscle in my body screaming as I push myself forward, the sharp scent of smoke filling my lungs. I can't breathe. I can't think. All I can focus on is survival. I hear footsteps behind me, but I don't dare look back. My team, my family, in a way, has been scattered in the chaos. Some are injured, some are missing, and as I stumble through the wreckage, it's clear. We're surrounded. We've been set up and I've walked right into it. A bullet grazes my arm. I barely feel it, just a flash of heat. I keep running, my body moving on autopilot. I can hear my own heartbeat thumping in my ears, louder than anything else. My mind is in a fog. All I can think is that I have to escape, I have to get to safety, to regroup, to think. But I don't know where to go. I can't think straight. Everything is a blur. Finally, I find an abandoned building, its walls crumbling and empty. I duck inside, pressing my back against the cold, stone wall. I slide down slowly, trying to catch my breath, my hand clutching my wounded arm. The pain is nothing compared to the weight pressing on my chest, the knowledge that I've just lost everything I thought I knew about the world around me. For a few moments, all I can do is breathe. The silence is deafening after the violence of the past few hours. But then it hits me, like a punch to the gut. Ryan hasn't just betrayed me, he's been involved in this. The ambush, the conspiracy, the mission. It's all part of a plan that I never saw coming. He's not just the man who didn't answer my calls, the one who pushed me away. He's the one who's been working against me, pulling the strings from the inside. I gasp for air, my chest tightening. My mind scrambles, unable to piece together how I missed the signs. How did I not see it? How could I not have known? The man I married, the one who held me when I was scared, the one who promised me forever, has been lying to me this entire time. He's been feeding information to the enemy. And worse, he's been working with the people I've been fighting against, the ones I'm trying to stop. I press my hands to my face, feeling the raw sting of betrayal cutting through me. How could he? How could the man I trusted, the one I swore to share everything with, do this to me? To us? To me? I thought I was protecting my country, my mission, my people. But I was never safe. Not with him. I shake my head, trying to clear it, trying to focus. I'm torn between two worlds. On one side, I have the mission, my duty, the reason I've given everything to this life. I can't let this conspiracy win. I can't let the people I've worked alongside betray me like this. But then there's the other side, the part of me that feels like I've been gutted. That Ryan, the man I trusted, the man I believed in more than anyone else, has turned out to be just as much of an enemy as the ones I've been hunting. My hands tremble as I try to steady myself. I thought I was strong. I thought my heart had been hardened by everything I've seen, everything I've done. But now, in the quiet of this building, it feels like I've lost more than just my mission. I've lost my belief in everything I thought I knew. I close my eyes for a moment, taking a deep breath, trying to push the tears back. I can't afford to cry. Not now. Not when I'm so close to finishing this. But the hurt, the betrayal, it cuts deeper than any wound I've ever taken on this job. I force myself to stand. I can't stay here. I can't let this break me, even if it feels like it already has. The mission comes first. I have to focus. I have to survive. But deep down the question lingers. How do I fight against the one person who should have been on my side? The answer is unclear. But the path ahead is. I can't stop now. I won't let Ryan's betrayal be my end. I don't know how I made it back. Maybe it's just sheer willpower. Maybe I was running from something more than just the mission. More than the ambush, the lies, and the betrayal. But now, I'm standing in the doorway of our home, and I can't believe it's the same place I once thought of as my sanctuary. The apartment is quiet, almost too quiet, the way it always was after a long day. The scent of our old meals still lingers in the air, the couch still in its place. Everything in its place, like nothing has changed. But everything has changed. Ryan's at the kitchen counter, his back to me, his hands stirring something in a pot, like this is just another evening. The sight of him, so normal, so calm, makes my blood boil. He's a stranger to me now. "Elena, you're back early," he says, his voice too smooth, too casual. He doesn't even turn around. I don't speak right away. I just stand there, absorbing the weight of the man I thought I knew, the man who was supposed to be my partner in everything. "You didn't think I'd find out?" I finally say, my voice trembling, but not from fear. From anger. Ryan stiffens. A faint pause before he places the spoon down. He turns slowly, his face a mask of guilt and resignation. There's no apology in his eyes, not the way I'd imagined. Instead, there's a kind of acceptance, like he knew this day was coming. "Elena," his voice cracks, but he doesn't finish. He doesn't need to. I already know what's coming. Why? I can barely keep the question steady. My breath hitches in my chest as the weight of it crashes down on me. Why did you do this? Why betray me? His eyes shift, his jaw tightens. He takes a deep breath, almost as if he's preparing to tell a story he's told himself over and over. "I never wanted to hurt you. You have to understand that," he begins, the words slow, measured. "I was manipulated, Elena. I didn't have a choice. They used me and I needed the money. I was in too deep, drowning in debts I couldn't escape." I hear him, but I don't believe him. His voice is soft, but every word feels like a lie, like something rehearsed. I want to scream to tell him he's a coward, but instead I feel numb. "I did it for us," he continues, his voice cracking slightly. "I never stopped loving you, Elena. That was real. But they had something on me and I had no way out. They told me to keep you close, to feed them information. I never thought it would go this far." His words don't land the way he expects. They don't bring any comfort, any closure. They just make the pain worse. They had something on him. They used him. That's the story he's going with. "You've been lying to me for months, Ryan." "Months," I whisper. My heart feels like it's breaking in half. How could he? He lowers his gaze, unable to meet my eyes. "I'm sorry. I never meant for you to get hurt. But you need to understand, I was trapped." A surge of emotion rises in me, but it's not just anger anymore. It's disbelief. I stare at him, trying to process the magnitude of his betrayal. "You think I'm going to just accept that?" My voice is steady now, colder than I thought I could sound. "You think you can explain all of this away with your guilt and your excuses?" Ryan's face tightens. He's trying to hold on to whatever shred of hope he has left. He's trying to convince me that it wasn't his fault, that he had no choice. But I see it now, the truth beneath the layers of lies. Do you know what's worse than betrayal, Ryan? I ask, my voice low as the realization hits me. The fact that you were using me the whole time. Using us. He looks at me, confusion in his eyes, but it's too late. I take a step forward, walking slowly towards him. I feel like I'm in a dream, unable to wake up. Tell me I'm wrong, I say softly. Tell me I'm wrong when I say you've been spying on me. Tell me I'm wrong when I say you've been gathering intel on your own wife. Ryan's eyes widen for a moment, and then I see it, the smallest flicker of fear, of shame. I reach into my bag, pulling out the file. The encrypted data, the surveillance footage of him. His face, his voice, all of it in black and white. I drop it on the table between us. I wasn't just another assignment to you, was I? I breathe. I wasn't your wife. I was just another pawn in your game. Ryan takes a step back, his face falling as he takes in the file. Elena, I didn't want you to find that, he stammers. I had to. To what? Watch your wife be used to gather information? Or were you more concerned about keeping your freedom than keeping your promises to me? I can barely breathe. My chest tightens, but I don't look away. I don't turn from the man who's betrayed me in ways I never imagined. You were never the man I thought you were, I whisper. His face crumbles in that moment, and I almost want to feel sympathy for him. Almost. But the betrayal is too deep. The lies are too much. He's been playing me for a fool. And now, I know it wasn't just his love that was a lie. It was everything. Ryan opens his mouth to say something, but I can't hear it anymore. He's lost me. The man I married doesn't exist. And the last thread of trust between us snaps. You orchestrated my downfall, Ryan. And I'm done. With that, I turn away, walking out the door, our door, for the last time. The man I loved is gone, and I'm left with the bitter sting of his betrayal. And now all I have left is the mission. I'm done playing by the rules. I stand in front of the mirror, watching my reflection. Eyes bloodshot, heart still pounding from the confrontation. The anger is still there, but it's different now. It's sharper, colder. Ryan may have broken me, but now I'm going to break him. I know what I need to do. I won't let him destroy me, not when I've given everything for this life. The mission will still happen, but this time, it's not just about national security. This is personal. The plan forms in my mind like a perfect storm, all the pieces clicking together. I'll feed him false information, make him think I've been playing both sides, that I'm ready to betray my country, ready to flip sides and take the deal he was promised. He'll never see it coming. I'll make him believe he's won, make him believe that I've become the very thing he feared most. It's a dangerous game, but I've been playing this game my whole life. And right now, I need to outsmart him. I need him to fall. Days later, I executed my plan. The moment is set up perfectly. I send Ryan a series of carefully crafted messages, dropping hints that make it seem like I've gone rogue, like I'm working with Colonel Grant, like I've given up everything I've ever stood for. I watch from the shadows, waiting for him to bite. My pulse races, the thrill of control coursing through my veins. The whole time, I know I'm setting him up for a fall, and it's delicious. This is the moment when everything changes. This is when Ryan realizes that he's not the only one who can play this game. I don't have to wait long. A day after I drop the final bomb, Ryan confronts me, again in our apartment, the place where everything started, where everything ended. His eyes are dark with suspicion, but there's something else there now too, a quiet, calculating anger that makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. You've made your choice then, he says, his voice tight. He's playing the role of the betrayed husband, the victim. But I can see it in his eyes, he's not convinced yet. He needs more. You're really doing this? I don't hesitate. I let the words spill from my lips. I am. I'm done. You were never going to get me out of this. You know I've always been loyal to the mission. Now I'm choosing my own path. I've been in touch with Colonel Grant. He's offering me a way out, a way to escape all of this. His expression falters for just a moment, but only for a second. The way he looks at me, there's an unreadable edge there. I've given him just what he wanted, the illusion that he's winning. But it's all part of the game. Are you sure about that? Ryan asks, his voice low. Because you're not the only one with secrets, Elena. I freeze, the words catching in my throat. The air in the room thickens and I can feel it, like something is shifting under the surface. He takes a step closer to me, his gaze piercing. I've known about your mission from the start. All of it. The covert operation. The intel. The entire setup. For a moment, my breath catches. What? I take a step back, my mind scrambling to process what he's just said. What are you talking about? Ryan's lips curl into a half smile, one that's not even close to genuine. You really thought I didn't know? You really thought I was in the dark? My stomach drops. The pieces that I thought were in place, that I thought I'd carefully orchestrated to trap him, are slipping out of my hands. He's known all along. He's known about my covert mission, the one that I thought I was keeping secret. We've been playing each other this whole time. Don't you get it? Ryan continues, stepping closer, his voice soft but filled with a quiet menace. We've both been pawns, Elena. Pawns in a game far bigger than either of us. The people we're working for, they've been manipulating both of us. You're not the only one who's been trapped. I feel the weight of his words hit me like a ton of bricks. I've been so consumed by my own rage, by my own betrayal, that I couldn't see the bigger picture. We've both been playing. It's a cruel twist of fate. I thought I was getting my revenge, setting Ryan up to take the fall, to be the one who loses everything. But it turns out we've both been caught in a web of lies and manipulation. The truth I've been desperately trying to uncover, about him, about the conspiracy, is something I couldn't even imagine. Ryan, my husband, the man I once trusted more than anyone, was never in the dark. He knew about everything, about the operation, about my mission, about the conspiracy. And in the end, he wasn't just working against me, he was working with me, playing the same game but on a much deeper level. I stand frozen, my mind whirling. The room feels like it's spinning, and for a moment I can't breathe. Ryan's betrayal, the lies, the manipulation, they were just pieces in a much larger puzzle. And now I realize that neither of us was ever in control. You've been part of the system from the start, I say, my voice hoarse, but the weight of the realization is finally sinking in. You and I, we were never in control. We were just following orders. Ryan doesn't respond immediately. Instead, he takes a long breath, like he's finally let go of something too heavy to carry. His face softens just a little, and for the briefest second, I see something familiar in his eyes, regret. But it's too late for that. He's gone. And so am I. You were right about one thing, Ryan says, his voice almost a whisper. It was always a game. But the rules were never the same for us. I turn away, my heart heavy with the realization that I've been outsmarted in a way I never saw coming. And now I'm left with nothing but the wreckage of what I once thought I knew. The game isn't over. It's just beginning. The walls feel like they're closing in. Everything I thought I knew, everything I'd fought for, everything I'd believed about Ryan, about my mission, about the very foundation of my life, has crumbled to dust. Ryan's words still echo in my mind, the confession of betrayal so crushing it's almost too much to bear. I thought I was the one playing the game. I thought I was setting him up, exposing him for the traitor he was. But the truth hits me harder than anything, we were both pawns. But as I sit here, surrounded by the wreckage of my life, there's one thing I know. I'm not done yet. I refuse to let this be my end. I refuse to let Ryan and the people who used us win. The file, the encrypted one I found with Ryan's name on it, still burns in my hands. The truth I've uncovered about him, about the operation, about us, is just the tip of the iceberg. But it's not enough to just destroy Ryan. I need to go deeper. I need to find the root of this conspiracy, the puppet master who's been pulling the strings for years. That's when it hits me. I've been looking at this all wrong. All this time I thought it was just Ryan. I thought he was the one who betrayed me, the one who sold us out. But there's someone else, someone much closer to the operation than either of us ever realized. The true mastermind isn't Ryan. It's Colonel Grant. The officer I've trusted, the one I've worked alongside, the one who's always been a step ahead of me. The very man who's been orchestrating this whole thing from the shadows, using Ryan and me as pawns in a game we never even knew we were playing. I feel a cold rush of realization. All this time, Colonel Grant has been manipulating us both. Ryan and I were never meant to be the leaders, the key players. We were distractions. tools to ensure that his plan succeeded. He played both of us, keeping us in the dark while he built his empire on our backs. I can barely contain the rage that surges inside me, but it's mixed with something else, something darker. This isn't just about revenge anymore. It's about justice. The pieces are all falling into place. Ryan was never the enemy. He was as much a victim as I was, just caught in the web of deceit that Colonel Grant spun around us. The betrayal runs deeper than I ever imagined. And the truth is even more bitter. But it doesn't matter now. I know what I have to do. I pull myself together, gathering what little strength I have left. The mission isn't over. The operation I started is still in motion, and I'll be damned if I let it all go to waste because of a broken heart. My hands shake as I begin to compile everything I've gathered, every piece of intel, every shred of evidence that points to Colonel Grant. The way he manipulated Ryan, the way he used my loyalty to cover his tracks. I'm not going to just walk away. I can't. Not after everything that's happened. Not after what I've lost. With trembling fingers, I upload the file, sending it to the higher authorities, those who can end this once and for all. Colonel Grant's empire is about to come crashing down. But I'm not just exposing his conspiracy. I'm exposing the truth behind everything Ryan and I were made to do. It's over. As the file sends, I sit back, my heart still heavy with the weight of everything that's happened. I feel it, the deep ache of loss, of betrayal, of love shattered beyond repair. But there's a flicker of something else too, determination. I've learned the hardest lesson of all. Trust isn't something you give blindly. It's earned. And I won't make that mistake again. I've been broken, but I'm not defeated. I won't let this define me. I won't let their lies win. The devastation Ryan caused is still there, gnawing at me, but I'm stronger now. I won't let the past haunt me. I'll carry it with me, scarred but resolute, and I'll never allow myself to be deceived again. As I step out of the shadows and into the light, I finally feel free. The battle is over, and I've won.